11th century BCE, bronze swords. By this time, bronze had become a common material for making weapons. Bronze swords were shorter than modern blades, designed for stabbing and slashing in close combat. 10th century BCE, chariots. The use of chariots in warfare became widespread, allowing for rapid movements on the battlefield. They were typically pulled by 2 horses and carried a driver and an archer or spearman. 9th century BCE, the Iron Age dawns, with stronger and sharper iron weapons transforming battle tactics. 8th century BCE, the Assyrians pioneer advanced siege warfare with battering rams and siege towers, conquering cities with ease. 7th century BCE, hoplites unite, forming an impenetrable wall of shields and spears dominating the battlefield. 6th century BCE, cavalry charges into battle, excelling in scouting and delivering devastating attacks. 5th century BCE, composite bows propel arrows further and faster, shifting the balance of power on the battlefield. 4th century BCE, the Macedonians triumph with their long sarissa pikes piercing enemy formations with ease. 3rd century BCE, war elephants bring fear and chaos to the battlefield, disrupting enemy ranks and turning the tide of war. 2nd century BCE, the Romans reigned supreme with the gladius and pilum, conquering vast territories with their superior weapons and tactics. 1st BC, ballista. The Romans refined siege and field artillery, with the ballista being used effectively to launch bolts or stones at enemy fortifications and troops. 2nd century, cavalry adopts the spatha, a longer and more powerful sword, breaking through enemy lines with devastating force. 3rd century, the Sassanid cataphracts, clad in heavy armor, become an unstoppable force, crushing their enemies with thunderous charges. 5th century, the Huns master horsemanship and archery, raining arrows down on their enemies from horseback, striking fear into their hearts. 6th century, the Byzantines unleash Greek fire, a devastating incendiary weapon, dominating naval battles and asserting their maritime supremacy. 8th century, the Vikings conquered the seas with their longships and fierce warrior spirit, striking fear into coastal communities throughout Europe. 9th century Carolingian sword. This period saw the development of the Carolingian sword, a precursor to the later medieval swords, known for its balance and craftsmanship. 10th century, crossbows enter the fray, piercing armor with deadly precision, changing the dynamics of warfare. 12th century, siege warfare evolves with the introduction of trebuchets and advanced siege engines, making it easier to conquer even the most well-fortified cities. 13th century, Mongol composite bow. The Mongols perfected the use of the composite bow from horseback, allowing them to conquer vast territories with their highly mobile and versatile forces. 15th century, full-plate armor becomes the standard for knights and men-at-arms, rendering them nearly invincible on the battlefield. 16th century, the arquebus, an early musket, becomes the weapon of choice for infantry, signaling the end of heavy armor on the battlefield. 17th century, flintlock mechanisms make firearms more reliable and faster to reload, revolutionizing military tactics and increasing firepower. 19th century, rifles and artillery become more accurate and long-range, changing the scale and nature of battles with devastating consequences. 20th century, automatic weapons and tanks revolutionize warfare, enabling more mobile and destructive combat strategies. 21st century, precision-guided munitions and drones become the new tools of war, allowing for pinpoint strikes and remote surveillance, transforming the battlefield once again.